I'm Opa, and this is Opa's Place. Today we're going to talk about who pays taxes. There's a lot of different kinds of taxes, probably so many different kinds of taxes the government don't even know how many different kinds of taxes they've got out there. But when most people talk about taxes, they're referring to income taxes or corporate taxes. But today we're going to talk about a tax that you may have never thought about before. You've probably heard of embedded taxes, and that's what we're going to talk about. Um, I don't want you to take this wrong. I don't want Dave Ramsey calling me telling me, hey man, you need to stop telling people to spend all their money. I'm not going to do that. But money has a purpose, and the purpose is to trade it for things that you need or you want. If you have money and you invest it, that's great. If you save it, that's great if you've got money that you can invest or save. But all you're doing is saving that money for retirement or for if there's an emergency comes up, you've got money so that you can trade it for uh, services or purchase products, things you need or want. There's a large percentage of the people now that are living paycheck to paycheck. And politicians, they love to get everybody fighting with each other. They want people to say those evil rich people and those evil corporations and companies, they're not paying enough taxes. And really, the only evil rich people I can think of right now are politicians. I mean, they go in office worth a few $100,000. They make less than $200,000 a year, and within a few years, they're multimillionaires. So I don't know how that happens if you're not evil. Um, there's something going on there, but we'll talk about that later on. But when you make a purchase from a business, we're going to call corporations businesses just for the sake of argument. You are actually paying a lot of their taxes. If you follow to the government scheme of saying that corporations and businesses need to pay more taxes, you're actually raising the taxes on yourself. If you get a paycheck every week and you've got a pay stub, and on that pay stub it shows how much income tax comes out, how much Social Security, how much Medicare comes out of your check, and the employer actually matches the Social Security and the Medicare. Uh, that's your income tax, and that's what the government wants you focused on. How much income tax are you paying? It don't matter if you're a small business or you're Walmart. You can be the mom and pop business, or you can be Walmart. Um, but they've all got a bunch of embedded taxes that they have to deal with. We'll use Walmart as an example because everybody watching this show today probably purchases things from Walmart. So we'll use Walmart as an example. Walmart's got corporate taxes, they've got property taxes, they've got inventory taxes, they've got fixture taxes when they get shelving units and when they cash registers and all their computer systems. Lighting, they pay taxes when they get their lighting, their utilities, electrical, telephone, gas, water. There's taxes on that. Just look on your water bill or your electrical bill. You'll see there's taxes at the bottom. Insurance, look on your insurance. There's taxes involved in that. And I know Walmart has a bunch of insurance. All their transportation with their trucks, tires, fuel, repairs, parts on their trucks, purchasing trucks. There's all those taxes in there. And all their suppliers. Walmart doesn't manufacture anything. So all their suppliers, they've got all these taxes that they have to add into their price that they charge Walmart for the product. And then Walmart has to add all that into their price that they charge you, the consumer. So who's actually paying these taxes? You get your paycheck on Friday, and you can see that big chunk came out for your withholding taxes. Um, but you take what's left, you go down to Walmart, you put $100 worth of stuff in your buggy. You push it up to the self checkout, you check yourself out, and lo and behold, you owe $107. At least you do around here. It may be more or less where you are, but that $7 is sales tax. So you can see that tax. It's right there on the bottom of your receipt. They want you to see that 7% sales tax. But that way you don't pay attention to all these other taxes. The average profit margin for a retail business right now is 5 to 7%. Some make 20 on an exception, but it's usually around 5 to 10%. So Walmart is probably they could be making less profit on what you're buying than that sales tax is covering. So the business is paying, they're collecting more for the government in sales tax than they're making. That's what it amounts to. Now, you got Walmart's got all these taxes that we just talked about. And I've never been in the back of a Walmart store where they keep the merchandise and where they keep the offices. I've never been out to Arkansas to their headquarters. But I'll bet you your whole next year's paycheck that Walmart does not have a printing press back there that's printing money. I guarantee you they don't. Only the federal government's able to print money. We'll talk about that in another show. But only the federal government's able to print money. All businesses get their money from the customers. It's like collecting the sales tax, except it's not on the receipt. And the government don't want it on the receipt. I don't even know if you could figure it where it would go on the receipt. Money comes into the economy through that initial expenditure. When you get your paycheck, the money hadn't entered the economy yet. It's entered your pocket or your drawer or your bank account or whatever, but you hadn't spent any of that money yet. When you purchase things from a business like Walmart, all that money has to go to pay all those taxes on all those items we just talked about for Walmart and their supplier. So you are paying those taxes. Government has they got so many ways to steal your money. They probably don't even realize how many ways they've got. They want you complaining about the evil corporations and the evil businesses making all this money. And if you fall into that trap and you start asking for government to raise money on those evil companies and those evil corporations, you're just raising if their taxes are raised, you're just raising your taxes. It's just a trick. You'd probably get locked up if you came up with a trick like that. They'd probably say, you can't rip people off like that. They'd probably lock you up. So remember this next time you go to the store and you put that money down or credit card or however how you pay, that you're paying all those taxes that are embedded in all that stuff just by buying that product. The store's not paying it. The company's not paying it. You're paying it. So just remember that next time you go shopping. Now, I showed this book on my other podcast. I show it again. Things Everyone Should Know According to OPA. You can get it on Amazon or you can get it on Kindle in a digital copy. You can email me at opasplace.com and you can get a hard copy. There's one page in this book that I need to revise. One page. If you get a digital copy of this book, or if you have purchased this book in the past, and you can tell me what page that is that needs to be changed, I will get you a hard copy with the correct page in it at just the cost of shipping. So get the book, look at it, see if you can find that page, and if you can, you get a hard copy with the correct page in it, and it will be sent to you just for the cost of shipping. So you need to go to the bottom of the page here, hit subscribe. You need to subscribe to my page, like it, share it. Everybody's got to start thinking for themselves. Quit repeating what they saw on the internet or television or heard on the radio. If it don't make sense, if it sounds like it don't make sense, you need to look at it because it probably don't make sense. It's probably wrong. So you got to start making your own opinions, backing your own opinions up. We're going to lose the Constitution and the Republic more than we've already lost it if we don't turn things around. We've got to turn it around. And the more people that start thinking for themselves, go back and look at my introductory podcast. The more people that start thinking for themselves, the better chance we got of turning this thing around. So I'm going to leave you with what I leave you with. Always use critical thinking and logic in everything you do. All your opinions, always use critical thinking and logic. And always ask why. If somebody tells you something and they've got their opinion, Ask them why that's their opinion. Make them back it up. Don't just let them start repeating stuff they heard on the internet. And same way with you. If you've got an opinion, be willing to back it up with why that's your opinion. Always ask why. And never, ever, ever give up. We can't give up. I mean, there's so much at stake here. If you're like me, you're getting old. But there's your grandkids, there's little kids, there's this country. It was meant to be free. We're supposed to be a free country. Probably the only free country in the whole world is the way this thing started out. And we've got to turn this thing around. We're losing it. And these people who say, I give up, I give up. Do not give up. If you go look at Venezuela, look at the Middle East, look at Russia, Cuba, a lot of these South American countries. You don't want to give up. You don't want to live that way. Good grief! If you give up, they win, and we're we're a banana republic, and we're headed that way in a hurry. So all I ask you is never give up. Never, never give up. And keep coming back and watching my podcast. I got a bunch of stuff we're going to talk about. And if you've got some ideas, send them to me. Email them to me, opod@opausplace.com. And we'll see if we can talk about some of the things y'all are interested in. So until next time, this is Opal. Bye.